Hi everyone, welcome back to another lessons on machine learning hands-on. So in today's lessons, we are going to write a program to remove the rows and missing values from the dataset. So in previous video, we have already seen how to count number of missing value of each column. Okay, so count of missing value available in each column, right? So in this, we are going to remove all the missing value. Okay, so missing value means there is some value then that does not have any data, right? So I think that is not going to useful somehow to predict something, right? So that's why we are going to remove this one. Okay, so the use cases or maybe what is the purpose of removing this one, right? So because if we want to analyze data analytics, we are going to perform some machine learning tasks, data science tasks, right? So some column that does not have data, right? So I think that is not relevant for using your building or training your machine learning model, right? So we are going to this one. So the process till now, the process is same, right? First importing the libraries and loading the data, right? So this will be the common step, right? After that, we have to, our main task will be happen, right? So our first task is let's check, missing value. Okay, so I'm going to print like df dot, okay, is null. I think you know the function, and then after call the sum method. This will count number of, or you can print here, this will display number of missing value available for each column, right? Fine, so you can see here. Now we are going to remove all the things. Okay, so let's create one variable called df dot, not dot, let's call clean data, right? So this is part of data cleaning, right? Data clean, right? Clean data. And now what we are going to do, df dot, this is called drop, the method for removing that all the rows that has null value. Null value means missing value, right? So how we can drop na, okay, drop na single time, okay, and then after let's print this one. Okay, so from here we can cross check if there is number of missing values done or not. If there is no missing value after performing this one, it means this one is done, right? Let's run this one. So these number of rows, it's, I think we are removing any of the column that has missing value, right? So our current data set has only this number. Okay, so if I call this dot, okay, shape, okay, so you can get the result. Okay, so you can this number of columns after cleanup, or you can say also call head. Okay, okay, so you can see the data. So after removing, so there was total how many? Okay, okay, so df dot drop n, remove the rows with missing value, right? So this was done. So only this. So I think you can cross, you can say, right? So there is total number of 891 value, right? So why we are removing rest of the thing? So our condition is that any of the column has null value. Okay, so that is called missing value. Null means nothing. Yeah, null, there might be some data type, but now we are considering there is no data, right? If some of any of the columns in a row has some null value or missing value, then we are going to remove or drop that rows. Okay, so that is simple concept. Now let's suppose we are going to check here. Okay, so how many df dot, okay, so cleanup data dot is null. Okay, and then I'm going to just, we have to cross check. I think from here you will get the already idea, right? So how many is left, how many is removed. So let's run this. Okay, so you can see there is no any missing value here. Okay, so because all this data is already clean up, already drop. Okay, so there is no any missing value. And if we want to check original, okay, so that's why created different new variables, right? So that our original data set will not be affected. Okay, so let's run. Okay, so you can see these are number of columns. You can see I have missing value, you know, this. So 177 values are some, you know, missing value in age. Okay, so these are some, this one cabins column have this number of, you know, columns that missing values like that. So based on all thing, we are remove the data. It might be any of the things, you know, could be null, or maybe there is no data, so we have removed that, or we have dropped that rows, okay, not column. So there is more way, like removing the columns, they are removing the rows, like rows and columns either, but this was the things, just basic informations how we can perform, like dropping the column, dropping the rows if there is some null value, right? So is null, and then sum is counting, right, everything. Okay, so that's all for this video. This is not too depth video, so I think this was only you know, first we are trying to cover all the basic things, you know, to get the clear everything, and also along with me or along with this video, just try to do hands-on by in your own system, right? So that you will get the things, you know, clear. Else sometime you think, you know, I am understood, right? But when you're actual going to do coding, or maybe in your interview, or maybe somewhere on competitive programming, or anywhere we are doing the practice, sometime you forget something. Okay, so just do practice and practice, so that everything should be in your, you know, flow or in your memory, something like that. Okay, so what are the things it's available. Okay, so thank you so much for everyone. So let's meet in another one. Till then, keep learning and keep growing.